another video, and today I'm going to be filming for you my August wrap-up. So in the month of August, surprisingly, I read a good chunk of books. I read 9 books, which is insane because I've probably never done that, or I have, just haven't done it in a while. I wasn't expecting to read 9 books in the month of August, but here we are. The month of August is gone. Now it's July, or not July, now it's September, and I have read 9 books. And I also finished my Goodreads challenge, which is so surprising. And anyway, I'm going to get into the books that I read and my readings. And I have to go grab my Goodreads because apparently I'm not prepared. Okay, so the first book that I finished in the month of August was one I think I started at the end of July and I didn't finish. And that's The Burning Maze by Rick Riordan. And it's in the Trials of Apollo. It's the 3rd book. And I was expecting this to be a ending. But then I found out that there's another book in the series coming out. So that kind of derailed me a little bit because like all this stuff was happening and I was just like, okay, is this the end? Like what's happening? And then there was a big cliffhanger at the end and I was just like, oh, so that's not the end. But I ended up giving it 4 stars. Like I think I cried once or twice just because you see characters from previous series come back in this series, and so we saw a few of the Heroes of Olympus characters, and there's just this one thing that happens that I'm not going to spoil because it's sad, and I don't know if Rick Riordan's going to ever resolve it or if it's just going to be a permanent thing, which is going to put like a whole wrench in like when you think about the series. You think, oh my god, something happened. So if you've read this book, you know what I'm talking about. It was very emotional towards the end, and I can't wait for the last one. I forget what it's called. I'll put it here for it to come out. I think it comes out in September. So I can't wait to read that one and kind of finish the series off. Again, as I said, I was expecting this series to end at the 3rd book, but it didn't because he didn't make it that way. So that being said, I give it 4 stars. I enjoyed it, I liked it, and it was the first book that I finished in August. So the next 3 books are graphic novels, and I got these at BookCon last year and this year, I believe. So the first 2 volumes I got last year and I just didn't read, and then the 3rd one I got at BookCon this year, I think, and I was like, I need to read these. Plus I wanted to finish them like really quick books because like I think it was like a week or so into August already, and I was like, I only read 1 book. But that is all of these Voltron comics that I got. So the first one is just Voltron Legendary Defender. This one I ended up giving 4 stars. The second one was Legendary Defender Volume 2 Pilgrimage. I gave this one 4 stars. And the last one was Absolution, and I gave this one 3 stars. This one really didn't do like a lot for me in terms of plot and everything. It just kind of was like there. But I really enjoy just going back into the world of Voltron and just kind of like seeing all my favorite characters and like crying because I love Shiro with all of my heart, and I love Lance and Keith and Pidge and Hunk and Laura and Coran with all of my heart. And I'm sad that the series is over, but like at least I got content with this. That's all I really wanted with content with Voltron. So I gave these 4, 4, and 3 stars. The next book is a continuation of a series, and I was reading this in my previous vlogs that I was doing, and that is The Virgin's Spy by Laura Anderson. This is the sequel to The Virgin's Daughter by Laura Anderson. This is a historical fiction, I think, trilogy about the daughter of Queen Elizabeth I, and it's, as I said, historical fiction, so this is obviously, like, she never really happened. There was no daughter of Elizabeth. But, so this follows that, and it's the continuation of The Virgin's Spy, which this one I didn't really like as much as the last one, just because it was all over the place with points of view. Last book, we got mainly Lucettes' point of view, which was, you know, the girl who was, the main character. But this one, I think her brothers and her sister were more of the main characters, and I didn't really like it that much. So I give it 3 stars. Like, I just didn't. It was really slow. There were some times where I was just like, okay, can I DNF this? But it was still good enough for me to actually like enjoy. So I gave it 3 stars. I might read the 3rd book if I get my hands on it. If not, then I won't continue on, or I might just give the series away, so stay tuned. The next book that I finished was one that I got out of my first ever affiliate box for Book of the Month, the YA. And you guys know this because I unboxed it. But that is House of Salt and Sorrows by Erin A. Craig. And I loved this book so freaking much. Like, it was so good. If you guys don't know what this is about, this is a 12 Dancing Princesses retelling, where there's like a whole bunch of murder and gore and stuff like that, because the main character's sisters are being killed off, and basically we don't know by who. This ending like killed my soul and it killed my ship, but then it brought it back, and I just was great. I didn't want to, that's not spoiling anything, it was great. But so this is a new book that came out in August, and I absolutely loved it. I gave it 4 stars, I think I said in my vlog. I really did enjoy this. It was awesome. There's just like some gore and stuff that I wasn't expecting, and it just like left me like guessing who it was the whole entire time who was killing the sisters. But in the end, it was kind of predictable of who did it. I think I figured it out like maybe in the beginning of who did it, but then it had me second guessing my guess all the time. But that being said, I give it 4 stars. I really enjoyed it, and I want to make a book talk on it. So I'm gonna do that eventually. I have to get my thoughts together enough to like actually do it. So that being said, just let me know if you want me to do a book talk on this, because I will. The next book that I read was a manga. I received it for my birthday, and I wanted to read a manga. So I read Snow White with the Red Hair Volume 1, and this is by Sorata Adayuki. And what I didn't know about this book is that Sorata Adayuki is a pen name for the writer. I don't know what their actual name is, but that's interesting. But this is a Snow White retelling, but Snow White has red hair, and red hair is kind of rare in this world. So the Prince of her kingdom, who's a real asshole, wants to make her his concubine. Yeah, so she runs away into the woods, and she finds this cabin or something, and she runs into this guy Zen and his friends, who she finds out Zen is the prince of the neighboring kingdom. So then he takes her in, and so this book is that, but also she wants to learn to be a herbalist, so she's learning in their kingdom. It's a fun time. But it's also like really cute, because I watched the anime, and the anime is cute. So I gave this 4 stars, and I have the 2nd volume that I'm going to read soon, so it's going to be fun. The next book that I read, I went into forgetting what happened in the last book. I think I read the last book like 2 years ago or something. I don't really remember. But I didn't remember what happened. And then I just was like, okay. So the next one was The Crown by Kira Cass. This is the last book in the Selection series. This is like a spin-off. So if you don't know, the first book before this was The Heir, and it follows Maxon and America's children, mainly their daughter, Edelyn, and she is kind of forced to go through her own selection. So this is the continuation off of her, like the plot of the last book. I wasn't expecting to like it as much as I did, because you guys just see a whole bunch of other characters from the series, from like the books previous, and it was just really great, even though I forgot half of what happened in the last book. But I gave this 4 stars. I liked it at the end. I liked how she got to make her own choice in the end, and it wasn't really like, there wasn't really like a lot of repercussions for it, and it's great. I think it sort of made me cry a little. I don't really remember, but I enjoyed it. I gave it 4 stars, and yeah. And the last book that I read, or should I say reread, was Percy Jackson and the Beans the Lightning Thief by Rick Riordan, and this was a reread for me, as you could tell. I tabbed it because I wanted to mark my favorite parts, and I also wanted to mark where the musical got references from, which was a lot. But I gave it 5 stars as always because I really thought I deserved a reread of Percy Jackson, so I did it. And I'm not sorry. So I gave it 5 stars. As always, I enjoy Percy Jackson and his sass and Annabeth sass and Grover sass and all that stuff. So, yeah. Alright guys, that was my August wrap-up. I hope you guys enjoyed. My name is Olivia. You're on Bookish Burkus on this channel, and I hope to see you soon with another video. Bye!